you know, the buyers need to, obviously you've got to come pre-qualified, like we said, and stressed so much earlier. And when Keith is talking about you need to save up as much as you can, this really over the last year, and probably really over the last 6 months, has really hit home for us as agents. We were used to, for first-time home buyers, for sellers to almost readily pay a buyer's closing costs. And your closing costs are going to run, it's different for every buyer, but could run up to, you know, 3 to 4% of the purchase price, depending on the price point that you're in. So you're right now on most homes in DeSoto County, if it's, let's just say 200,000 or less specifically, which is going to be that first-time home buyer market, if you are ready to make an offer, Keith was exactly right. You've got to come kind of guns blazing. And what we mean by that is you need to go in with the most that you're absolutely willing to pay for that house in a multiple offer, because you are only going to have one shot at this. Okay. And your agent will explain that to you. Now, I just want to throw something out here. A lot of you who are first-time home buyers, you're also relying on information and guidance from maybe some folks in your family, from trusted mentors who have been around the block a few times and have bought some homes. They might, I just want to say this, okay, carefully. They may not have been in a market like we're in right now. And they may not have been in a position where they had that any house that they were going to want to put an offer on, that they were going to be bidding against another buyer or 10 or 15 other buyers, which is happening. So when your agent is trying to guide you in this, understand that they're looking out for you and they really want the best for you. And that if they say, look, you go in with as high as you're willing to pay, knowing that you likely are going to have to pay your own closing costs. You may not have the opportunity to ask for a home warranty, or you may pay for the home warranty yourself. Know that that's the case if you want that house. I'm going to throw out just a couple of other things that can help give you an edge in a multiple offer. And so discuss this with your agent, and they will probably tell you these same things. One is, know what is important to the seller. Okay, if there are several offers that they're weighing, and one of those allows them a little bit of extra time to get out of the house, or maybe the seller hasn't found a house yet because they're in the same situation, inventory short. Ask your agent to ask their agent, what's important to the seller? Are there things that I can do to sweeten the deal that might not just be about the money, might not just be about the price that I'm paying for the house or how much they're netting on the house, okay? It may be that they need more time to move. It may be that they need a flexible closing date because they've got to have time to find a house. It may be that they want somebody in that house that's going to love it as much as they have loved it, and maybe they've grown their family in this house. And so maybe you write a heartwarming letter, okay, that you don't know what's going to kind of trip the trigger for a seller. So it's kind of like fishing. Okay, those of you that fish, you kind of throw all the bait, as much bait out there as you can, and hope that, you know, something's going to bite. And so it's the same thing with the seller. You do your reconnaissance work and find out what's important to them, and then try to structure your offer based upon that, as well as go in with the best that you're willing to do on the price, and with the least amount of concessions or the least amount of baggage. And again, this is if you're in a multiple offer situation, which likely, as Keith mentioned, he said it's tough out there, and he's right, it's tough out there, but it's doable. So don't give up, okay? Don't give up on this dream, because it's doable for you. And you get a great agent like Keith, you get a great agent out there, and find out what it is that you can do, what are the steps that you can take, along with getting approved with that local lender. So I wanted to just let you know you can do it. It may take you a few tries. You'll get it figured out though.
And I like your point right there, Tracy. What's important to the seller? Because there are times where the seller is moving, or maybe they're building a home and they may not be able to move as quickly as you mentioned. And so would it be maybe they could actually rent from the new owner go ahead and purchase the home, but actually allow them to stay there until they're ready to move. Would that be an option? Yes. Okay.
Absolutely. Sorry, I was doing thumbs up, but I don't know if you can see everybody. So yeah, I have had some of my sellers that's the reason that they chose a buyer, is because the buyer was willing to close at a certain time, but allowing the seller to rent the house. I had actually 3 sellers at one time renting their own houses back until their house was finished.
Yeah.